6. It was prophesied I would live to see 100, and having achieved that age, I see no reason to doubt it. I'm not dying a Christian, that my scalp is intact, and if there's an eternal hunting ground, that is where I'm headed. There where the river Styx. My opinion at this moment is my life has been far too short. The good I could do if given another year on my feet. Instead, I'm strapped to this bed, fouling myself like an infant. Should the Creator see fit to give me strength, I will make my way to the waters that run through the pasture. The Nueces River at its eastern bend, I've always preferred the Devil's. In my dreams, I've reached the water 3 times, and it is known that Alexander the Great, on his last night of mortal life, crawled from his palace and tried to slip into the Euphrates, knowing that if his body disappeared, his people would assume he'd ascended to heaven as a god. His wife stopped him at the water's edge. She dragged him home to die mortal. When people ask why I did not remarry, should my son appear, I prefer not to suffer his smile of victory. Seed of my destruction, I know what he did, and I suspect he has long graced the banks of the River Jordan as Quanah Parker, last chief of the Comanches, gave the boy scant chance to reach 50. In return for this information, I gave to Quanah and his warriors a young bull buffalo, a prime animal to be slain the old way, lances, on my pastures that had once been their hunting grounds. One of Quanah's companions was a venerable Arapaho chief, and as we sat partaking of the bull's warm liver in the ancient manner, dipped in the animal's own bile, he gave me a silver band he personally removed from the finger of George Armstrong Custer. The ring is marked 7th Cavalry. It bears a deep scar from a lance, and, having no suitable heir, I will take it to the river with me. Most of you will be familiar with the date of my birth. The Declaration of Independence that bore the Republic of Texas out of Mexican tyranny was ratified March 2nd, 1836, in a humble shack at the edge of the Brazos. Half of the signatories were malarial, the other half had come to Texas to escape a hangman's noose. I was the first male child of this new republic. The Spanish had been in Texas hundreds of years, but nothing had come of it. Since Columbus, they'd been conquering all the natives that stood in their way, but while I have never met an Aztec, they must have been a pack of choir boys. The Apaches stopped the old conquistadors in their tracks. Then came the Comanche. The earth had seen nothing like them since the Mongols. They drove the Apaches into the sea, destroyed the Spanish army, and turned Mexico into their slave market. We used to see Comanche herding Mexican villagers along the Pecos, hundreds at a time, no different from the way we drove cattle. Having been trounced by the Aboriginals, the Mexican government devised a desperate plan to settle Texas. Any man of any nation willing to move west of the Sabine River would receive 4,000 acres of free land. The fine print was written in blood. The Comanche philosophy toward outsiders was nearly papal in its thoroughness: torture and kill the men, rape and kill the women, and take the children for slaves or adoption. And so few from the ancient countries of Europe took the Mexicans up on their offer. In fact, no one came at all. Except the Americans. They flooded in. They had women and children to spare, and to him that overcometh, I giveth to eat of the tree of life. And that's